Hi artists! Miss Willens here with your weekly art challenge. This week we are making your very own DIY watercolor paints. DIY, for those of you who don't know, stands for Do It Yourself. And it's meant to mean anything that you're making yourself at home rather than purchasing it. And as all of you know, I, Miss Willens, am a huge fan of making anything and everything myself. So, moving on. 2 weeks ago, I asked everyone to start collecting their old dried up markers rather than throwing them away or recycling them, because this is a project where you can reuse your dried up markers. So, if you have not started saving markers, do it now so that you can paint this beautiful picture that we're making today. You will need the following items to make your paints. Dried up washable markers, at least 3 of each color. So if you want yellow, you would need 3, or actually for yellow, probably 4. Manny was barking and wanted to join us in the video, so he's coming here to say hi. So you will need the following things for your DIY watercolor paints. You'll need at least 3 markers of each color that you want. If you have different shades of the same color, that is a-okay. For my green paint, I used regular green and lime green, and it worked out really nicely. If you have different shades of purple, that's a-okay. Go for it. You will need rubber bands. You will need cups or bowls. I used these little plastic cups and they worked really well. And when I'm done with them, I'm going to rinse out the cups and use them again for a different project. You will also need a piece of paper. If you have cardstock at home, cardstock is like thick white paper. That tends to work better with watercolors because printer paper will tear when you paint it. So just be really careful if you choose to use that type of paper. You need a pencil or a pen. And a Sharpie. Now, a Sharpie is really cool because it doesn't bleed when you are painting. You want to get down, Manny? Go ahead. When you are painting over a Sharpie, the color won't bleed, whereas if you use a Crayola black marker, it will bleed and it'll look really yucky. So if you want to do a contour outline after you draw your picture in pencil, make sure you're using a Sharpie. You'll need a paintbrush, and you'll also need a cookie sheet or some sort of tray or a placemat just to protect the table that you're working on. You will also need something to store paint in when you are finished. I used these little salad dressing containers that I got at the dollar store, and I only had 4 of them even though I made 6 colors. So just use what you have and hope for the best, okay? Now, this project takes 2 days because the markers have to sit in water for 24 hours to draw all the ink out of that ink basin that's inside. So if you want to let them sit for 24 hours, that's ideal. If you want to let them sit for 2 days, that's even better, and you'll get brighter ink and brighter paints because that ink will have been drawn out of the marker. Okay? Make sure that when you store your markers that are soaking, that they're away and safe from any pets or little brothers or sisters, because if this spills, it will make a big mess. I stored mine on top of my refrigerator because my animals, my pets, don't go up there. Thank goodness that there's a place that they don't invade. Anyways, this is a really fun project. I hope you guys have a great time with it. Make sure that when you are done with your artwork, that you email me your work at rebecca.willens@berkeleyschools.org. Again, that's rebecca.willens@berkeleyschools.org. I hope you guys enjoy this project and happy creating. Paints. So first, you need to collect all of your dried and dead markers. Okay? Then you're going to start separating them by color. Just gonna dump them out. Ooh. Your next step is to start grouping the colors by or grouping the markers by color. So you'll need rubber bands, So, we've made our watercolors. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And you can see that our colors are already starting to form. So we are now going to let these sit and let the water soak in all of that beautiful color for the next 24 hours. I would suggest somewhere that's safe, away from pets and little siblings. I'm gonna put mine on top of my fridge. So here we go. Very carefully. Make sure you put your markers somewhere safe. So, take your markers out of your cups, give them a little shake, just a little tiny shake, and put them on your tray.